Hey everybody, and welcome to this video. I'm going to be talking about the Azure news, and then I'm going to be telling you about some of the side projects that I'm working on, so stay tuned. Hey everybody, and welcome to this weekly update today. It's a pleasure to invite you into my garden. We are having amazing spring weather here in Scotland, for those of you that are watching on the video, and everything is starting to come to life. So taking the opportunity to film this video outside and just enjoy the weather while we have it, as unfortunately I think we are due more rain next week. Now, in terms of the Azure news, we have seen some announcements from the teams, and we've actually seen some big commitments from Microsoft Azure team as a whole. The big commitment that we've seen is that by the end of 2021, every country that has an Azure region or Azure data center, depending on how you want to call it, will actually have availability zones within it. So that's a big commitment, because availability zones are massively important to provide redundancy, high availability across the regions. So exciting to see that. The commitment is every country will have availability zones, so that could potentially mean that there's one region within that country that has those availability zones. I'm not sure if every region within a country will have them, but it's good to see that at least one region within every country will have them. And availability zones are one of those things that are really important to help, again, like I said, provide that high availability across your infrastructure and environment. Availability zones don't really cost you anything extra in terms of, applying them. Obviously you do have to pay for the additional resources that you are deploying across the availability zones, but availability zones themselves fundamentally are free, if that makes sense. We've also seen an important announcement from the Azure Cost Management team, and this is around forecasted budget alerts. Now, this is apparently when generally available. I didn't even know this was a preview feature, so it just shows you how many preview features we have and how much news there is to keep on top of it. So I completely missed that this was even a preview feature, but we have it in general availability now. So forecasting your cost alerts means that you can actually set an alert so that you can get more information about what's happening within your Azure spend. And this is important. This is important for you to be able to plan ahead, to understand and preempt something before you hit that budget element. So previously we've had budget alerts where you can get an alert when you're near your budget, when you're 50% used of your budget or 75%. But forecasted cost helps you predict even further more into the future about what's happening. So it's not about that used, it's about the forecast used. So again, you can totally preempt what's happening and be more proactive in terms of the cost. So if something's going to spiral out of control that month, then you can be a bit more proactive about it, or you can either to implement cost savings across the board, or even just to preempt to your manager that things are going to be a wee bit more expensive this month and why they're a wee bit more expensive this month. So important feature again to have a look at. So I'll definitely have a look at that, because as I say, I didn't even know it was in preview. So yeah, I hadn't kept up with that news quite enough. The last bit of news I want to talk about is the Azure Storage Explorer, which actually rhymes, I think. And we've had a new version of that, and let me just double check which version number we're on. So we're on 1.18.0, and there's some exciting features in amongst this. Now, there's some general features, and there's also features related to Azure File Shares, Azure Blobs, and Azure Storage accounts. In terms of the general features, what we've seen the team release in this version is quicker loading time, so a decreased startup time. So we all want things to load up much quicker, so the team have implemented that. So hopefully you'll be able to see that once you implement this new version and roll that out. The new version of Storage Explorer is also using the latest version of Azure AZ Copy. So version 10.8.0 of AZ Copy is now integrated into the Azure Storage Explorer. And again, it's always good to have these updates embedded within each other so that you can get the latest and greatest of everything. And the last one in general kind of feature announcements is descriptive log file names. So the team have worked on actually, again, feeding back from what you've been telling us around the log file names that are much more descriptive, so they hopefully will be a lot easier to look through and understand and figure out which log file you should be actually looking at if you're trying to troubleshoot an error message. So have a look for Storage Explorer version 1.18.0 and get that implemented and rolled out and get everything up to date and have a look at it and see what's happening. I'll put some notes in the show notes about where you can find out more about the features that have been rolled out in this new version. Now, in my previous video, I was talking about my blog and going with a new blog platform, and I'm well on the way of trying to get that announced. So I've been manually kind of migrating all of my previous blogs and my archive blogs into this new platform, into Ghost. I think I'm well over 2/3 of the way in. I've got a last bit of the chunk of blogs to do, and then I need to pick on a theme. I need to pick a theme. I've played a few themes at the moment, not quite sure I like any of them that I've picked. But you know, that's the last bit that I need to do. Migrate the last of the blogs and then pick the theme. So if you've got any thoughts around good themes, bad themes for Ghost, then please do let me know. I think last night I saw an announcement, or the day before, I saw an announcement about Ghost 4.0 being released. And the fact that I'm going with a hosted platform from Ghost themselves means that I'm just going to get that. That's just going to be rolled out seamlessly to me, and I'm not going to see any of the pain that goes on behind of that. I'm not going to have to do any of that infrastructure myself, and that's one of the reasons why I'm doing a hosted version, because I don't want to have to deal with that. I don't want to have to keep up to date with all the news that's happening, all the security implications and holes and potential updates, and then have to deal with rolling them out to my blog myself. I'm just going to pay Ghost to do that. They will just update me. I will get all the latest and greatest, and it'll be hopefully seamless, and I can focus on the blog content and delivering a good set of blogs for you. So that's my reason for choosing Ghost, and I'm quite excited. So hopefully get that launched in the next couple of weeks. I had hoped to spend some evenings doing it, but because of this nice weather this week, I've been focusing on actually spending some time outside, going for walks, getting my step count up, and just enjoying it. Because like I say, I think we're due some rain next week, so I can spend plenty of time on my blog when it's raining. I can't always enjoy the sunshine being here in Scotland. The one thing I want to announce is I'm actually going to do a live stream with some of my friends and people within the community about blogging. It sparked a big debate on Twitter when I talked about this, and I thought it'd be interesting to get a bunch of people together who use different blogging platforms, who have been blogging for years, and just get their thoughts on it, trying to understand some of the decision processes that we all go through, why we've all picked our various different platforms. So that's on the 31st of March. I will post a link in the description box below. But it'd be great to have you along. Like I say, it's going to be a live stream, so we'll be happy to take questions during the session and discuss our various different thoughts on blogging and share some of that information. So definitely set your reminder for that and join us, because I think it'll be a really interesting conversation around all of that. Because I think one of the things that stops people from blogging is actually picking the platform to blog on. There's so much choice, which is amazing, but people often get paralysed by trying to pick the right one and trying to sort that out. So yeah, hopefully our live stream will help you if you're in that state where you want to blog but you're not sure how to or what platform to use, and we can just share some general tips around that as well. And I might even ask them about how they continue to keep up the blogging and how they actually manage that, because I know some of them have some great feedback around how to be productive about that. So lots to discuss. So yeah, definitely do join us for that session as well. Another live stream actually that I want to plug and encourage you to all to watch is one I'm doing with my colleague Thomas Moore. We're going to be doing a Q&A all about Azure landing zones, specifically the enterprise scale one. So again, that's on the 31st of March as well. But Thomas and I will be doing a Q&A over on our team YouTube channel, which is IT Ops Talk. And yeah, please do put that in your diary. Please do join us. We'd love to have you on there. We're hoping to do, like I say, the Q&A. We're hopefully going to do a live deployment of an enterprise scale landing zone within Azure. So yeah, should be fun. Always good fun to do something with Thomas. Good banter with him. So yeah, definitely tune in for those two live streams. So the 31st of March is a big date. So yeah, definitely get them in your calendar to join us on those live streams. I think I'm going to end my video here. I'm going to go and grab a coffee. Going to go maybe sit outside and check some emails and enjoy the sun while we have it. So hope you all have a good weekend. Hope you all enjoy whatever you've got planned. Hope you've all got some nice sunny weather that you can enjoy and get outside your house and not think about any of the pressures that world is putting on you. But stay safe everybody, and we'll hopefully catch you in my next video.